Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with podcast number 138. And we have some scenario questions. Oh, my goodness. This is a long one. And remember, if you have a question, send it to support@bsffacademy.com. One more time, support@bsffacademy.com. Scenario question number 1. I received an interesting call from a seller. Long story short, she went to Florida on vacation and stayed at a condo. She itched while she was there, but figured it was sand fleas or something. Apparently, she brought the infestation home with her through her clothes. Now her house is infested, and she can't even go out in public because she's afraid she will transfer the bugs to somebody else. Nobody up here knows what they are, and they seem very resilient. 5 different pest control companies have tried to kill the bugs and haven't been able to. She owes $65,000 on the property. The property is worth retail $159,000. I'm guessing on the interior because I'm not going in it. Oh, okay, so I'm not going to go in the house. That makes sense. You don't want to get the bugs. Do you have any thoughts on what to do with this? My thought was to take over sub 2 and let the house sit for a few months. I'm guessing without a host, that parasite can't live forever. This is definitely one of those more bizarre deals I've seen. First thing I would do is I'd call the Florida area because apparently they may know what the problem is. And so where the pest control companies in your local marketplace, unless you're in part of Florida, maybe it's something that's just would be known by pest control services in Florida. Second thing I would do is, by the way, I'd absolutely buy the house. I mean, we're talking about high motivation here to sell a house. She just wants out of it. And let's face it, this could be an absolutely gold mine for you. Second thing I would do is call the insurance company. Make sure you get have her sign over the rights to the insurance policy to you. There's a form in Research Center for that if you're a coaching student. Because this could also be a claim against the insurance on the property. Wouldn't that be cool? And have the insurance company pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to mitigate the problem. And then the third thing I might do is call a government agency that controls these kinds of things. I imagine, this is the first time this bug's been around, and have them come out and tell you what's wrong with it. And if you have a university or college that's local to you, there's probably professors over there that are in this kind of profession or field. I don't know what bug field it would be, but someone's going to know how to get rid of these things and extract them. So I do a little due diligence, but I absolutely would buy the house. I wouldn't be afraid of it at all. And she certainly needs to sell the house and fall forward. Congratulations on finding a gold mine.
Thanks for listening to Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Scenario question number 2. I recently purchased a property from an elderly gentleman whose daughter was abusing him. We talked about this one time. I just absolutely cannot stand people who abuse anyone, but especially their relatives. I mean, we should hold relatives and our family so close to us in love and cherishing that we should never abuse them. That's stupid. Anyway, question number 2. I recently purchased a property from an elderly gentleman whose daughter was abusing him. escrow closed on the house. I now own it, and it's my responsibility to evict the abusive daughter. Congratulations. Can you please walk me through the correct sequences of events that should take place in order for me to evict her as best possible? Absolutely. Call an eviction service. It costs us $680 when we do it. Don't get emotionally involved with the situation. Stay away. Let your eviction service handle it for you. They're professionals. They're trained. They know what to do. It may cost you less. It may cost you more. But let them deal with it. You're going to go to court probably in a month or so. At that court hearing, you're going to have a judgment against that person who's living there for not vacating and paying the rent. Do not collect any money from them, by the way, in the meantime. And you're at that point going to be able to bargain with them that they can get out in lieu of having that judgment. If they don't want to get out, you have a judgment and you have a court date that the court will request that the sheriff's department show up on a certain date forward and put everything that is inside the house on the street curb. And that is how it is done. We do not get emotionally involved. Don't take any money. Don't make any inflammatory remarks. Don't do anything except call an eviction service. And again, we pay $680 for that. And sometimes I hate buying houses that have problem tenants in it, but that's typically why we get such great deals on them when we buy them, because we're going to take care of the problem. And when you're in a situation where you are negotiating with a landlord or an owner who has a tenant issue, make sure you subtract probably $1,000 from what you would have given them for their house to evict that tenant. And just know that's part of you're gonna have 60 days of eviction period. Just know that. If you're financing it, you've got to also take in consideration those 2 months worth of payments. So plan for success by knowing that that's what's going to happen. Rarely will you be able to meet with the tenant and buy them out. Rarely. It doesn't work. Okay? So don't waste your time. Just call a tenant service eviction company and fall forward. And great questions. I like the one that someone's going to buy a house cheap because it has bugs. I bought a house. I had never seen a house this bad before. But I bought a house from a couple who had a bee problem. The walls were infested with bees. So strange. I mean, kept them up at night because the bees would go in the walls and they'd make all their hissing or whatever bee sounds they make. And so they sold me the house. I bought it way too inexpensively. And it was the simplest and easiest way to get the bees out. But we just called a pest control company and they took the bees out. It was pretty simple. But what one person's problem is, something that they don't know how to solve, something they don't care to solve, something that's just been a hardship on them emotionally and stressfully, they just want out. And that's our job. Our job is to solve problems, and that's what we do. Great questions. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.